our agenda, Magic Leap, and then Cadet Redding's going to talk about SMA Daily's message to leaders. So, famous words, hopefully most of you recognize. Anybody? Come on. No, you just get out of here. Princess Leia's famous words. Oh, okay. Sorry, I gave it away. Princess Leia's famous words. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. What does this have to do with what I want to talk about? New technology is basically where I'm going with this. Back in the 70s, when Star Wars first came out, they had this kind of futuristic, hologram, never gonna happen in the future, but actually it's already here and been developed further. Startup company called Magic Leap has been around for just over a year or so now. They've been getting attention all over the place, internationally, nationally, everywhere, valued at over $1 billion. And as soon as Google heard about this company, they put in over $500 million to help them get started, which is huge for Google, being the lead investor. These images are showing basically what the very early stages of Magic Leap does. And what that is it's a virtual reality device that basically projects light images into your eye, unlike any technology has before. And it basically overlays images that look as real as anything else into what you're seeing naturally. The whale on the beach is obviously not real. Neither is a tiny person or the elephant. But do you guys want to see a really quick video? Okay. Okay. Sorry, you're not going to see one.
No, you can bring it up. Do you need to bring it up?
Can you do it over here?
You didn't do a rehearsal, obviously, so I'll give you an opportunity to do a rehearsal real quick if you'd like.
Actually, yes, I would
Okay.
like to.
So, lesson learned here, right? What's the lesson?
Rehearsal.
Damn, come on, man. You're going to have to come out of it probably, and if you don't have it memorized, you're going to have to Tim, you're going to have to move.
Keyboard.
Oh, okay. No.
So why we're going here is when you said it projects an image from your eye, does that mean you have to wear a certain type of glasses or something in order to see it? Or
No.
there's a certain device?
They have devices that will project a hologram like the one I showed from Star Wars. Their office is full of them, and they just project kind of 3D-ish looking images. But there's a prototype you can wear that allows you to see things as you're walking around. And some applications could be like a virtual tour guide as you're walking around a city. It could provide like overlays of what the city looked like 100 years ago.
So are you going towards seeing a military application for this?
This is not pasting.
Alright, then just go back to your brief.
Yeah.
Next time do a rehearsal.
Okay. I'll talk about applications in a bit here, but basically that's what it does. These are just some examples. There are similar techs like I talked about. Some of you probably heard about Oculus Rift is a big gaming thing right now. It's not really mainstream because it's still pretty pricey, but basically it's a headset you wear that puts you in a virtual reality environment, and then you can walk around and experience things like that. Everybody's heard of Google Glass. You're wearing this thing that projects in front of you. These are different because Magic Leap's technology puts light images into your eye instead of projecting them out from a device. Some of the differences that come with that is that images can move and interact with the environment, the real environment. Let's say, like I said before, if you have like a virtual tour guide, if you're in a new city or something, they can walk in front of and behind objects, things like that. So it's really, really cool. Really, really new stuff. So, yeah, some practical applications are obviously going to be used with this technology as far as personal business, military use. Just because of how real it looks and the fact that it can interact with the environment, I can see this being used for tons of different stuff. As far as the military goes, I don't know if any of us are going to see it in our careers, but I don't know. The applications are probably just crazy out on the battlefield, maybe, just as a safety thing, decoy use, whatever. So you might be wondering why this is important to you. It might not be immediately important to you, but basically, as new technology develops, it shapes the way we fight wars. Cyber warfare is really big, or it's developing right now because of all our new technologies. And so every time that we come up with something that's kind of like this, it just shapes the course of where we're going. So I think it's just kind of cool to track. But yeah.
Does anybody know who this is before I start? Everybody should know who it is. So about a month ago, we swore on the 15th Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Dan Daly. Before his duty as Sergeant Major of the Army, he was the Trade Ops Sergeant Major. So not a promotion, but it's a promotion, but it's pretty awesome. So he serves as the Senior Enlisted Advisor to General Odierno. 26 years of service, and he has like so many deployments that like it didn't fit in his bio. He's an infantryman. The one before him was a tanker. The one before him was a scout. I just thought that was something that'd be interesting to know. So the first thing, like they started putting videos up of what Sergeant Major was viewing on tattoos, what he was viewing on PT, toxic leadership, stuff like that. One of the very first things that he talked about was PT. So on the day he was getting sworn in, he made it a point to do PT with some of the soldiers. Even though he had a long day, he made time for that. And he said he always makes it a point to PT with his soldiers so that they know he's still PTing, he still cares, and that it's very important to him. So in the video, he said it's simple. You get up at 5:30, you run 5 miles, have a cup of coffee when you're done, put on your uniform, and there's, that's all there is to it. It's not that big of a deal. And he was laughing about it the whole time, like people overlook this thing that they've been doing for 26 years in his case, but it's pretty important.
It's discipline.
Right, sir.
That encompasses discipline right there.
So what I got out of this, out of one of these videos I was mostly talking about his goals and his transition to Sergeant Major Army, is that PT is something that you need to be doing it with your soldiers no matter what level you're at. Like he is the senior enlisted person in the Army at this time, and he still wakes up every morning and does PT with soldiers. So there's no excuse why you shouldn't be, unless you have a broken arm. But
There's no excuse.
well, you know what?
He can
As a
run.
caveat to
One-hand
that,
push-ups.
when we were doing circuits, Leever was on the bike cycling the whole time, working up a pretty good sweat. So as I was, there's no excuse. You can do something. To lead from the front, like I said, leading by example and stuff like that. To keep it simple, and the little things will make you or break you. Like I said, 26 years. He's not old or anything, but he's still out there doing PT. And it's something that can be overlooked. It is overlooked in many cases. That makes him above his peers.
Any questions?
You guys sure pick topics based on your personalities. Seriously.
Something interesting.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's interesting.
No questions? Anything? Come on.
Come on, there's some questions out here.
We really kept it short so that you could
We tried
ask
to
questions.
stay within the 10 minutes that we're supposed to stay in.
So what made you?
Yeah, that's it.
Go ahead.
I think we started seeing that technology integration with Land Warrior. So I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but that technology they started employing that type of technology in the combat zone already. The type of optics, before striker systems.
There's similar stuff that's been used for a long time.
Right.
So it's hard to tell the difference, but the difference with Magic Leap is that its ability to interact with environment.
Right.
So
and I think that's huge. I mean, but for us, what we've seen was an actual a reduction in your basic warrior tasks and drills.
Right.
A lot of them lost their ability to navigate with the compass and a map. So,
Right.
Like they won't be doing this summer at
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, so I mean, tying that into, to work, we
Careful.
still gotta maintain our track as our
That's a
traditional
good point, yeah.
non-technology. I mean, it's an awesome tool, I definitely can see it, like you said, as decoys out there. You know, you make your battalion of tanks, if you will, look much larger,
Right.
you know?
Type of
And-
stuff.
Yeah,
So
cool
Has
stuff.
anyone in here, the fire service guys, ever done any kind of virtual reality training on account post? What have you guys done in the virtual training?
It was like a IST, but it was like you actually wore glasses and
Okay. Yeah,
manipulated
that's a squad trainer in a virtual environment where they put you into a virtual
Right.
environment and you can walk around an area, walk around conduct a raid or an ambush or whatever.
right, training purposes would be.
What about you,
insane.
Maglo?
I did it when I went to AIT for Lake Virginia, sir.
In a vehicle?
With vehicle.
So they also have vehicle ones too, as well, guys, okay? Where you can actually sit in a Humvee and pretend like you're driving down the road, you know what I mean? Now, it's not tied into the natural, environment, but obviously it's in a simulator. But
Well, still, soldiers get outside if you have,
Yeah.
simulations out there actually running around buildings and stuff.
yeah.
So
What made you decide to pick that?
I've been looking at it for a while.
Are you interested in changing over to Cyber Command potentially?
I'm not sure yet, sir, and I'm not sure that it's offered for reservists. So
Sure it is.
is it?
Absolutely.
Huge
Yeah.
for reserves.
Oh, I thought I read something that said it was active duty only, or at least right now. So.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Thanks for your time.
Give them some feedback, guys,
Oh,
on their presentation.
good land to me.
besides the rehearsal or lack thereof.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that one.
Just with yours, I think that you should try to research on applications, especially with the military, because that's kind of we're dealing with. Just tie it in.
That's a good idea, but it is still a new company, and I put up there it's some kind of a mystery startup because they're not telling us what they want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So researching applications is it's difficult because it's basically just what I did, thinking of whatever I think it could be used for, as everybody else is doing the same thing. So there's not really concrete with that. They're not giving us anything to go off of. Just kind of we're just guessing. So, but thank you.
So I can go back to the first slide for the sergeant major. Yeah, right there. He's a senior enlisted advisor to the chief of staff of the army, but ain't the chairman a different person or something like that? Well, I don't know. That just caught my eye for some reason because I think the chairman.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, that's
CSA, so this is for the Joint Chief of Staff, sorry, so that's if the senior listed advisor of the Joint Chief of Staff wasn't Army, I think right now he's Marine, if I'm not mistaken,
That's the only thing that caught my eye.
but,
He's to the Army Chief of Staff.
Okay.
right.
Nobody. You guys are on.
Go ahead.
Leever, you're kind of saying a lot.
Yeah.
I do that. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm feeling
But you guys
time.
were clear when you spoke,
Yeah.
so that's all that matters, you know, definitely the but.
I'm better at singing in front of people.
Yeah. You were doing a good job.
I don't have to come up
You don't
with
have to
words.
it's singing.
Lever, I think you only hit that after that little hiccup, so maybe it was just in response to
I got a
the
little nervous.
setback.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
Anybody else? Go forward one slide. One more. Okay, just real quick before I talk about this slide real quick. Hey, so again, I'd ask you guys as much as possible. You guys kind of tied it back into where we're going with regards to being future commissioned officers and how this kind of, you know what I mean? But I think you guys could have both kind of tied it a little bit more, maybe talking a little bit more about discipline and, tying maybe back to Command Sergeant Major Love, talked about it a little bit. Because it's just not about PT, that's just kind of his initial way to demonstrate to the force that this is a priority, you know what I mean, to the new Sergeant Major. But there's a lot of other great things that he's doing right now, you know what I mean? And with regards to, expectations when you show up to your first unit with how your platoon sergeants may or may not be after, because they're all getting told to read. He's sending out a lot of stuff right now into the force about, what his new policies are and all that kind of stuff. And then Leever, again, brother, I thought you did a great job of kind of maybe potentially figuring out what military applications might be. But a great opportunity if you have a bunch of brainiacs like we do in this class. Hey, you guys give me a couple ideas you would think that, you know what I mean, and get the class involved a little bit with regards to what they might think a practical application would be in the use of military for something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And then last thing, hey, if you ever are writing the word soldiers down, it's always capitalized. Okay? Soldiers, the word soldiers is always capitalized. That was changed a couple of years ago, but just everybody's tracking. All right? Okay, guys, good job.
Thank you.
Thanks.